Welcome to Cooking on the Kenai. Today I would like to show you how to make candied cinnamon walnuts. This was one of my grandmother's favorites. On my counter I have 2 cups of granulated sugar, 1/4 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar, 1½ teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of light corn syrup, 1/2 cup of water. I'm going to add a pinch of kosher salt and 3 cups of walnut halves. I also have a candy thermometer, a piece of paper towel to wipe the steam off, a bowl of cold water to test the candy syrup if you don't have a thermometer, and parchment paper ready to put the candy on when done. Be sure your pan is not heating before you add the ingredients. Adding sugar to a hot pan can cause it to burn. To my pan, I'm going to add my granulated sugar, my cinnamon, my cream of tartar, 1/2 cup of water, a pinch of kosher salt, and my 2 teaspoons of corn syrup. It didn't want to come off. To this, I'm going to stir it around until it is well blended before I ever turn on my burner. I'm going to turn on my burner to medium-high and stir this occasionally until it comes to a boil. It's been about 7 minutes and my candy has started to boil, so I'm going to insert my candy thermometer. I'm going to insert my thermometer, making sure that the bottom of the thermometer is not touching the bottom of the pan. So I'm going to cook and stir this till it reaches firm ball stage, which is 245 to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. It has been about 9 minutes and my candy is already at 240 degrees. It will go fairly quickly from here on, so you need to pay particular attention. Once you have boiled your syrup for about 9 minutes, you need to start testing your syrup to make sure that it doesn't go above 250 or firm ball stage. To tell if it is firm ball stage, if you drop a little bit of candy into a cup of cold water, it will form a ball that will hold its shape when it comes out of the water, but you can squish it between your fingers. According to my thermometer, I am at 245, so I am going to take a little of my syrup, put it into my cold water. Make sure anytime you do this candy test in water, you do it with new cold water, and I can squish this between my fingers. So my candy is done. So I am going to take it off the heat, turn my burner off, remove my candy thermometer, and add my walnuts. I will stir these until they are completely coated. What this does is it helps cook the walnuts as well as making sure they are completely coated with syrup. My walnuts are coated, and I am going to pull my parchment paper closer to me so I have better access. I am going to spread my walnuts out on my parchment paper. and take a fork. I have 2 forks here, and I'm going to separate my walnuts into pieces so you don't have one big blob of candied walnuts. You need to do this rather quickly or they will stay together forever. Remember, they are hot, so please do not grab these. The reason you use walnut halves is because if you use smaller pieces, it would be harder to take them apart when you have to separate them when the syrup is done. Once they have cooled enough, you can pick each walnut up and separate it if you didn't get them separated before. This is my grandmother's candy dish. Candied cinnamon walnuts, just like Grandma used to make. Thanks for watching Cooking on the Kenai.